What's up, guys? I'm Cherokee Ronnie, and this is Jeep Stuff Talk Show. This is the show where we stir the pot, talk about Jeep stuff, and get right to the point. Today we're going to be talking about Cherokee versus Grand Cherokee. What I mean by Grand Cherokee, I'm talking about the first generation of the Grand Cherokee compared to the Cherokee. It's always a big battle in the comments about how the Cherokee's better than the Grand Cherokee Cherokee's better than the Cherokee, and blah, 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 and why it's like this, and why like that. They both have their downfalls. But that's what we're going to be talking about today. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't hit it yet. Make sure you share this video. This goes live every Saturday. And it's a good interaction in the Jeep community because not many people is doing a show like this. A lot of people are just snobs, and a lot of people don't talk about budget stuff. A lot of people don't talk about Jeep stuff. They just talk about sponsor stuff because the channels are sponsored. So this channel here on Cherokee Ronnie is 100% funded by myself. By my work that I do, everything that I do, I fund it myself. There's nobody helping me in this channel. I've got rid of the sponsors that I had due to the fact that nobody will tell me how to run my channel or what to say or what to do and how to say it. So let's go ahead and get right into this video. Enough with the jibber jabber. Cherokee versus Grand Cherokee. Now, let's start off with the Cherokee and their design. It's a unibody design. Has leaf springs in the back, and it has coil springs in the front. It's a perfect setup for off-road. Does great, rides great, and it's cheaper and easier to lift, in my opinion, because it's leaf springs, right? It could be a pain when you get a rusty Jeep and you can't get the bolts out, but it's easier to lift. I can lift one in a day, probably half a day. After you get so good at doing them, you can lift them pretty easy. But, okay, so the Grand Cherokee is unibody, different body style, carved out a little bit better, a little bit fatter, looks better, has coils in the front, coils in the back. Almost the same design, but it has coils in the back. The Grand Cherokees also that year have different transmissions. They have Chrysler transmissions, which makes me want to puke up this coffee right now because they were so weak. A 15-year-old boy are stronger than them things, right? So it just makes me sick that I'm just going to go on a rant real quick. It makes me sick that Dodge cannot make a good transmission in a rear end. Even today, you've been going on for 20 years screwing it up. You think you would figure it out by now, but I guess not. It just I don't know. So let's talk about the Cherokee and what I like about the Cherokee. The Cherokee flexes really good when you put the lift on it. It has a unibody. You can put unibody stiffeners on it. It's a four-door, has a cargo area. It's a great overall design. It has the Asian Warner transmission, bulletproof transmission. When it's paired up to the 4.0, you have a vehicle that will last you 360,000 to 400,000 miles, and they smoke about that mileage, but they'll still tick on and keep going, right? Cherokee parts are easy to find. You can find parts. The main parts that you usually look for on a Cherokee, what I've experienced was front ends and rear ends. That's it. Because you put big tires on them, it really wears them out. They do blow out. That's their weak point. So if you're going to pull them out, and if you're a trail rider, upgrade them. It'll be worth it. So that's just the weak points on the Cherokees. And I can talk about all the little things, and I know the comments are going to blow up and everything, but I could talk about the little things, but those don't matter. I'm talking about the major stuff. And the rust issue. They rust out pretty good. Here in West Virginia, you can stick your hand down the quarter panel and fish it out the other side. It's just, I cannot find a decent Jeep around here to save my life. And it's people say it's killing my channel. People say I'm dying. But I don't want to buy junk just to make people happy. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. So this leads me to the Grand Cherokee life. I've been looking into those because it seems like, I don't know what it is, like they have better metal in them. I've seen them rusted out, but not as bad as the Cherokees. So I really don't know. So let's talk about the Cherokees a little bit. Or the Grand Cherokees a little bit. The Grand Cherokee, I love, and if I know this is like blasphemy, right? I love the Grand Cherokee, especially the 95 years. I love the Grand Cherokee, the way they look, the way they're set up, the way they feel. They feel bigger than the Cherokee. You feel like you have more room up front and the back and the cargo area. That's just the way it feels. They got a reshape and design. The body looks better in my opinion, and there's coil springs in the back. So what that means is you can flex like crazy off-road, right? And it's paired with the 4.0, and then the downfall is the junky transmission that comes in them where they screwed up. The 95 that I had was still tough as a tank. It still runs today. That's the Jeep that I locked up. That's the Jeep that I banged up, tore up. It was sunk in the mud, clear up over the hood. I mean, it was a tough Grand Cherokee, but it seems like when it comes to a Grand Cherokee, finding a good one that lasts transmission-wise, you can get them. People have them, but they're hard to find. I think mine was a gold in a poop pile. That's just how it was. That's the way I look at Grand Cherokees. They're all in a big pile of junk, and you can kind of sort out and find one that the transmission's good in. Because I think that one, I may be wrong, can't promise to it. Maybe it had 200,000 miles on it. Not sure. Maybe not. Maybe 160,000. I don't know. It had some miles on it, right? And it did great off-road. I loved it. I took that thing everywhere. It had all trains on it. I took it off-road, and it did amazing. And I loved it. And I never really had any heating issues with it, like the Cherokees. It's just a better design. I love it, right? I love the Grand Cherokee. Now, the transmission thing is a problem because it costs a lot of money to get those things rebuilt. And if you have a good one, which I've had another good one. I had a really nice one, but I went ahead and let it go. But all it needed was fixed. Needed the quarter panel fixed where it smashed in, but it was a really nice V8 version, right? But we're not talking about the V8 right now. We're talking about the 4.0. But if I could get a Grand Cherokee with a 5-speed in it, I think that would be perfect. And I wanted to get the Grand Cherokee and do the 5-speed swap because I got the stuff to do it. Or do the Asian Warner swap. It's online. I would love to do that. I want to do that because if you could put the Asian Warner in there, figure out how to make it all work wiring wise, I'm telling you, that would be awesome. I would be so excited to drive that thing every day because you'd have a modern day Grand Cherokee with the Cherokee stuff, right? So I think that would be pretty awesome. The transfer cases in the Grand Cherokees wasn't that great either. A lot of people blowed them out. I mean, they both have their problems and they both have their challenges and trials and all that stuff. And it's personal preference really, but I like the Grand Cherokee, the way it flexes and everything. Now the V8 version, I've seen some of those hold up for a long time, transmission-wise and motor-wise. The 318 is bulletproof itself. I know some people that had the V8 versions that the transmissions never went out of. They just blew transfer cases out of them, right? So it's just a hit or miss with them. Honestly, I know a guy, my buddy has one that he can't keep a transmission in for some odd reason. Maybe it's his driving or maybe where he's getting it rebuilt. It's always going out, can't keep it in. This person over here gets one, they love it to death, and they get really comfortable with it. They lift it, put tires on it, and then the transmission goes out. But I think now you can get them rebuilt with, you can get them beefed up for a couple extra bucks, I think. So it's personal preference. If you're going to be, I'd say in a rocky terrain, climbing up over rocks and hills and stuff like that, I'd go with the Grand Cherokee because it flexes. It flexes so well, and you can get lifts for them, and it's set up so well. You can actually lift them pretty cheap too. A Grand Cherokee, you can actually lift them pretty cheap, honestly, if you know what you're doing. When it comes to 4.0 versus V8 in the Grand Cherokee, that's personal preference. Do you want the power or do you want the torque, all that stuff? So that's personal preference. But To pick between a Cherokee and a Grand Cherokee, if I had two vehicles, one was a Grand Cherokee and one was a Cherokee, and if they were sitting in the same lot in perfect condition, both of them, no mechanical issues, for the same price, hate to disappoint, but I think I'd go with the Grand Cherokee this time. Because that's what I want to build right now. That's what's in my gut. I want to build a 95, 96, 97, 98, one of those years, Grand Cherokee. Show you guys you can lift one cheap, super cheap. I mean super cheap. And off-road it. Then if the transmission does go out, maybe do the 5-speed swap. I don't know. Right now in West Virginia, Cherokees are going super cheap. You can pick them up for like $1,000. But like I said, they're rust buckets, and I'm not buying another rust bucket to put money in. That's a waste of time. I did it for video content, made my money back pretty much. But this time I want to build it, keep it, and drive it. So I think I'm going with the Grand Cherokee because I want something that I can haul kids around and stuff like that. So I don't know. That's what I want to do. So I'm trying to stay patient, stay humble, and look for that perfect deal. This is how you get perfect deals. You just don't jump on anything that you see. You wait and you wait and you wait and you wait and you wait until that perfect deal comes up. That's what I've been doing. That's why I started this talk show. It's winter time too, so this is a great platform just to talk about stuff and answer your questions. But I hope you guys enjoyed this show. If you have any recommendations down below, what year Grand Cherokee that you like and what year you prefer, or what you like about and what you dislike, and telling you a little bit about your Cherokee, get on my Facebook. I have a personal Cherokee Ronnie and a public Cherokee Ronnie. Follow me on both, and you can send me pictures of your Jeep and on Instagram, and I will share them on my social media, tag you in them, and I'll just share it and what I like about it. And I also thought about doing Jeep reviews with other people's Jeeps, like looking at them, showing what you can do, get you ideas, and just reviewing the Jeep altogether. And what, maybe this guy has locker front and rear, and I drive it down the road, and how it feels, and I explain that to you. That's just a thing that's stirring in my mind right now. If you guys would be interested in that, make sure you let me know. Give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell if you haven't yet, because that lets you know each and every time I upload a video, and it lets you know when this show goes live. It goes live every Saturday at 12 p.m. So make sure you keep that on your calendars every Saturday. Last show didn't do very good. If the views keep declining, I will not do the show anymore because I'll be just wasting time if I'm getting like 50 views. So hope you guys had a great New Year's and a Christmas. I want to let you know that I love each and every one of you. Stay dirty, my friends.